Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to this, your November 1st through November 15th reading and predictions. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Now, I know some of you are going, wait, she just said this was a November reading and she just said Happy New Year. What's going on? Happy New Year, Happy Samhain, Happy Halloween. For those who observe the pagan calendar, those who identify as witches or Wiccans, this is the time of the year that is our new year. What else do we celebrate at this time of the year? Well, we celebrate Day of the Dead. This is the time of the year when the veil between those of us living in the 3D are able to better communicate with those who have crossed over. The veil thins. So for those of you who would like to develop your mediumship practice, for those of you who maybe want to reach out and get in touch with someone who has crossed over recently, for those of you who want to consult with a medium, right now is the perfect time of the year to do so, Aquarius. For those of you who are new here, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my little channel. If at the end of this video it resonated with you, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing. Okay, a couple little housekeeping things. First of all, for those of you who are new here, I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get. When I personally consult a psychic or medium, I expect authenticity. So when I am working with clients or making these videos, these general readings, I put authenticity out there. What you see is what you get. Other housekeeping. If it looks like my video is shaking and rocking and rolling, no, your eyes are not going cross-eyed. No, it's not an issue with YouTube. It's an issue with my RV is not sitting level right now. So every time I move and every time my fat cat moves around the RV, my camera shakes a little bit. So I do apologize for the quality of the video. And finally, I am currently parked just outside of Waco, Texas. I will be in this area until about the middle of November. So for any of you who are in the Texas area, and some of you are going, does she not realize how big Texas is? Yes, I do know Texas is a huge state, but for those of you who are perhaps in the Dallas area, Austin, San Antonio areas, if you are interested in having a personal in-person reading with me, I would be more than happy to travel to you with one caveat. Please put together minimum 4 friends. I will travel to any of the aforementioned cities as well as Waco itself. For Waco itself, individual readings are welcomed as I'm in Waco regularly right now. But for those of you in Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, if you are interested in having a personal in-person consultation with me, please contact me. My details are down below, and I would be happy to travel if there are minimum 4 readings put together. All right, Aquarius, let's get started. Let's take a quick peek at where you're at now here at the end of October. What's going on for Aquarius? We do have 2 cards sticking out in an unusual way, so we're going to grab those 2 cards. All right, inner voice and stress. It's interesting that we've got these 2 cards coming out together because these 2 cards are about as far on the opposite ends of the spectrum as is possible. You have the stress card here. The stress card here corresponds to the 7 of fire, also known as the 7 of wands. This is a card indicating, Aquarius, that you've got too many balls up in the air. You're trying to juggle too much, and eventually a little monkey's going to come along. He's going to poke a hole in your balloon and pop it, and things are just going to come tumbling down. How do we counteract this stress for you, Aquarius? Well, it's easy. We tap into our high priestess and into our inner voice. We tap into our intuition. We slow down. Yep, there goes Fat Cat jumping up on a chair and wiggling the whole camera. I apologize, Aquarius. All right. Tapping into our high priestess, tapping into our inner voice It is time for you to slow down, Aquarius. Slowing down is not a weakness. Going hell-bent on pursuing every little thing every moment of every day is causing you stress. Look at the character on this card. It's a person standing up on top of a balloon, trying to juggle everything while playing his trumpet. And of course, all it's going to take is one little itty bitty thing, like a little tiny needle, to pop that balloon. And everything is, it's like a house of cards, Aquarius. You cannot manage everything every moment of every day. You're going to have to eventually step into this high priestess. Now, I can tell you from personal experience that sometimes that's frightening. It's terrifying. You don't want to step into that. You don't want to slow down. You view it as weakness. In addition to that, I know for many Aquarians, tapping fully and completely into their third eye, into their intuition, into their psychic abilities is terrifying. But this card is saying, Aquarius, it's time. It's time for you to step up and step into relying upon your intuition day in and day out. Because this isn't working for you. Let's move into what you are focusing on for the first part of November. Where are you putting your attentions? Because where you put your attention is where, you know, you're going to begin to manifest if you're not careful. So you've got to be careful where you're putting your attentions. Put them on things that are positive and beautiful, or concentrate on negativity. Choice is yours, Aquarius. So let's see where you're putting your energies. Princess of Winter and the Three of Spring, also known as the Three of Wands. Amazing cards for you to be able to focus on here as we move into November. The Princess of Winter, also known as the Page of Swords, is a little bit impulsive, definitely unemotional. The Page of Swords, Princess of Winter, brings us advice. You're thinking, well, that's not so bad. I could use some advice right now. I'm just going to turn down my light here a little bit. That's great that there's some advice coming in. However, the advice that you're going to be receiving at this time, Aquarius, is advice that you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Well, that kind of plays out here with the first couple of cards that you got, because you received some advice that you didn't necessarily want. Okay, sure. Many Aquarians want to develop their psychic side, but when they actually dig into it and begin to actually tap into their psychic side and awaken the intuition and awaken those spidey senses, it frightens a lot of people. And then they come from a place of fear, and then they don't practice this, and instead they practice avoidance. Literally, this juggling too many things is practicing avoidance, Aquarius. So step out of that avoidance and step into this inner voice and your intuition. And maybe I'm the bearer, maybe I'm being the Page of Swords. Maybe I'm being the Princess of Winter for you right now, Aquarius, in telling you this is extremely important. Either way, Aquarius, pay attention to advice that you're receiving at this time. And as much as the advice might not be what you want to hear, it's going to be what you need to hear. What's coming up for me is At times, we all have friends that we need, not the friends that we want. Okay. For example, I'm just going to put this one out there. If you have a friend that's struggling against addiction, let's say alcohol, and they're going through a rough time, as they go through that rough time, the friend that they want is going to say, it's okay, let's go have a couple of drinks and drown your sorrows. Tomorrow you can wake up and things will be better. The friend that that person actually needs is the one that says, alcohol is not going to solve your problems. Let's not go drink. Let's go hash this out and see if we can come up with a solution to the way that you're feeling and the issues that you're dealing with. Okay. That's what's coming up with this card, Aquarius, is that you're likely to have the friend that you need, not the one you want, coming in with some advice for you here at the beginning of November. You also have the Three of Spring, also known as the Three of Wands. This is the card of plan for the long term. Look ahead and see what's coming down the pipes at you and begin to plan. This is the card of make lists, but go beyond making lists and begin to project a little bit ahead. Okay, so download. I have to figure out how to verbalize this because there was a big download that just came in for me, Aquarius, for you. We are told time and time again, live in the present moment, live in the now. That's all well and good. But if you live in the present moment and never have a view to the future and never plan for the future, then you actually stagnate. But it's about finding that balance between projecting into the future and creating stress for yourself because you're projecting all the time and then you're throwing too many things up in the air, to actually just making a plan and then following that plan while still experiencing the now and living in the moment. And the Three of Spring is saying, okay, it's great to live in the now, live in the moment, but you also have to have a view to the future. What do you want to manifest? Get a clear picture on what it is you want to manifest, and then you can begin to play that out. So Aquarius, there is a sense of a little bit of stagnation here. The more that you dig into your inner voice and your intuition, the more you'll be able to plan out for your future. Let's have a look at what's challenging you at this time. Couple of cards wanting to fall out the bottom of the deck here, falling out the top of the deck. Yep, there's three. Let's get them so that they're not going to fall off the table. All right. Is there anything else for Aquarius? Yep, there's more. I think we're going to be shuffling up these cards because there's way too much that's come out here, Aquarius. Yeah, those are not coming out. Those are. Okay. All right. So what's challenging you at the moment, Aquarius? I just want to make sure that these are all facing the right direction. I'm not really looking at what's here. Let's have a look at what's challenging you. There's about 20 cards here, and I don't believe that you have that much challenging you at this time. There's one card. Is there one more? One more for Aquarius. Any other challenges for Aquarius? No. Okay. Challenging you, the Six of Cups. Okay. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. The Six of Cups is a card of you remembering the way things happen differently from the way others do. This card also sometimes represents the Mandela effect, where you remember things one way and other people remember things another way. The Mandela effect is probably the most commonly known way of describing the Six of Cups. But the Six of Cups is also a card of nostalgia. It's a card of thinking that you can go back and relive the good times, but you're kind of beyond that. And the more that you tap into your intuition and your high priestess energy, the more you're going to realize that you cannot go backwards, Aquarius. I know it's tempting. This is what you're bumping up against right now. You're bumping up against that desire to have things go back to the way they were. And the reality is that we can't. All we can do is continue to move forward. Plan for the future here with this Three of Spring. What messages does the universe want you to hear at this time? There was a card that wanted to come out and then it jumped back into the deck. Interesting. Let's go through this one more time. Messages for Aquarius for early November. Okay. We have the Be of Service card coming out for you, Aquarius. Part of the reason that you avoid stepping into the role and stepping into the high priestess and stepping into your intuition, Aquarius, is because it scares you. It means that you have to go outside of your comfort zone. It means that you may be asked to be in service and of service of others. It means that you may be asked to become a role model or a mentor to others. And that is not a role that you would step up or step into lightly, or you would not take that responsibility lightly. And yet it is something that you're going to be asked to do eventually, especially as we move into the age of Aquarius. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that on the back burner. Let's step into what is unexpected for you. Unexpected for Aquarius. Did you see that card jump right out? Landed face down, so I can't even say what it is yet. Anything else unexpected for Aquarius? Yep, a couple more cards jumped out. Okay. All right. You have the Page of Cups coming out here. Page of Cups in reverse, however. My light is terrible today. Page of Cups coming up in reverse as part of your unexpected here. And you also have the Knight of Cups coming in, and you have the Knight of Wands coming in, again in the reverse position, but the Knight of Cups is upright. In your unexpected, Aquarius, there is something coming in. The Page of Cups in reverse is a seductor or seductress. It is someone who is trying to tempt you off the path that you're meant to be walking. The path that you are meant to be walking is this high priestess. Stepping up and stepping into your intuition, stepping up and stepping into the role of being in service and being of service, being a mentor to others, being the friend that people need, not the friend that they want. The Page of Cups in reverse coming in as your unexpected is an indication that you are being tempted away from the role that you're meant to step up and step into. Again, with the Six of Cups in your challenges, this is another indication, because you're remembering things nostalgically. You want to step back into the past. You want to hide away from what you're being called upon to be doing, which is stepping into the role of being a knight and being the role model for others and riding in and helping others. Okay. Whenever the knight appears, it's about a knight riding in on his steed in order to save us in some way, shape, or form. You're being called upon to be a knight in shining armor for others, to be a guiding light for others. Mentor, be of service. I mean, Aquarius, you're being called upon to do this work, and you're shying away from it. There's a lot of reasons why you might want to shy away from it, but what you're doing is you're practicing avoidance, and you're practicing remembering things not the way they happened, the way that you want to remember them, that they happened, so that you can avoid stepping up and stepping into these other roles that you're being called upon. You are being called upon to be a mentor, to be a guiding light, to be the knight in shining armor for others. Step up and step into that role, Aquarius. Step into being the mentor and the guiding light for others. Where are we going? Over here. I didn't really get into the Knight of Wands in reverse, but the Knight of Wands in reverse coming up in your unexpected is you postponing things, you delaying the inevitable. And the inevitable is you're being asked to step into the role of the high priestess, step into the role of being the intuitive one, step into the role of guiding for others. I'm going to go through this deck one more time without talking. There it is. And there we go. Is that other one coming out? Yep. It's taking us a while to get to your final general overall outcome cards here, Aquarius. So bear with me a moment. That one. I think that there's one more. Maybe one more. We've got two cards that came out because they sat separately from the rest of the pile of cards that came out. Yeah, we're not getting anything else. Okay, let's have a look at these two cards that came out. Heart Guardian. Love, let yourself be loved, love others. This is about being unconditional in everything that you do, Aquarius. I think we just hit the nail on the head. Part of the reason that you are avoiding stepping up and stepping into the role of being the high priestess and being the mentor for others, and perhaps being the person that's going to dole out the advice that people need to hear, not the advice that they want to hear. Perhaps the reason you're shying away from being in service and being of service is because you're not practicing unconditional love. You're expecting something in return. And that's not the right place to be coming from. When you step up and step into the role of unconditional love for others, that is when you step into holding space for others as well with this druid here. And the druid also represents you having that ancient knowledge, regardless of how old you are at this point in time, Aquarius. The druid is about you coming into this life and coming into this lifetime with the intention of sharing your knowledge, your inner voice, being of service to others. The druid is of service to others, but the druid also brings with him an ancient inner knowing and knowledge that allows him to hold space for others. And that is your role at this time, Aquarius. So step up, step in, embrace, and become that mentor for others. That's about it. All right, Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If this resonated with you, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing. And as always, if you are interested in booking a private consultation with me, my contact details are down below. I look forward to having the honor of doing your next reading for you in the middle of November.